Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Seeds of Life, where we are just adding in a tiny bit of wisdom, tiny bit of knowledge that if watered and fertilized with our attention and our focus can grow into massive life changes. So one of the things I want to do is introduce two of my very special guests today. This is Joy Anya and Zoe. You want to say anything, Zoe?
Yeah. So last night I had a scary dream, which I'm going to talk about today.
And today's topic is actually fear. Now, kids are great examples and great teachers about how disruptive fear can be in our lives and how we can move past it. So whenever we think of fear, a lot of times what we do is it's our imagination. It's all the stuff that we think could be really going wrong, but is it real?
No.
It's not real, but do you feel it?
Yes.
Absolutely. And what do we do, Zoe, whenever we feel afraid?
We help the spot.
The spot. Every time that we feel afraid, we have a spot somewhere that we actually feel that. And it can be in our throat, it could be in our chest, in our heart, in our belly, in our stomach, in our head. It could be even be in the space around us, but we have to feel it. It could be in your nose. Oh, you have a scared nose. Sometimes it could be anywhere. She's absolutely right. But if we know where we're feeling the fear, we can change it, because fear is not just a thought. Even though, can it do some crazy things with our thoughts? Can it make us think some bad stuff?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So Joy Anya, what do you want to say whenever about being afraid?
So I used to be afraid, but I actually got away with it. But if you be afraid, it will pass away.
That's right.
Eventually.
That's right. No matter how bad it feels, it won't feel that forever. And that's one thing that we get very scared about, is if we feel something, we actually get afraid that it's never going to stop. And that's okay to feel that afraid, but does that afraid mean that it's never going to stop?
No.
Nope. It will definitely change if we breathe and just pay attention. Joy, do you want to say something else about being afraid?
So if you be afraid, I used to didn't know that monsters didn't like soft things, but it actually did. It didn't like soft things. Julia just told you that, so you should pass it away.
That's right. What we can do is we can tell ourselves new stories. Like Joy Anya's new story is that monsters are afraid of soft things.
No, soft things are lava.
Soft things are like lava to monsters. Mm-hmm. So the more soft things we have around us, the more monsters are going to what?
Are gonna die.
That's right. And see, because fear is just a story that we tell ourselves, guess what? We can tell ourselves different stories that actually help out. And what a great solution.
If nothing works, you can just say, monsters and zombies doesn't exist.
That's right. We can tell ourselves that, but what we need to do is we need to feel that. So Zoe, I want you to pretend that you have a afraid spot. Okay? And we're going to show everybody how to change that afraid spot. Okay, so
Does
Zoe.
That mean I get to make everything up?
That's right.
Yay!
So I want you to pretend that you have a afraid spot. So where do you feel afraid? Right there? This is where you feel afraid? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. So Zoe, since you feel afraid right there, how big is that afraid spot? Do you feel afraid over here? It's over there, but is it this big? Does it go all the way over here? Or no, it doesn't go over there.
This big.
It's this big. Does it go all the way down here, or does it stop before this?
Right here.
Right there. That's right. Does it go all the way up here or does it stop before that?
It stops right here.
It stops right there. So it goes from here to here to here to here. This is how big the afraid spot is. And Zoe, if we tune into the middle of that spot, what color would that spot be? If you were going to paint that color, what color would you use to describe the afraid spot?
Black.
Black. Oh yeah. Most of the time, the spots that we don't like, they're going to be darker colors. All right.
Like
and Zoe,
blue.
if you were going to feel the edges and you were going to paint or draw the edges, what color would you use to paint or draw the edges?
Kind of like a dark grayish.
A dark gray. Oh, how interesting. All right. And Zoe, if the middle of the fear spot, if it were made of something, what would it be made of? Would it be hard? Would it be soft? Would it be fluffy? What would the fear spot be made of?
Hard and spiky.
Hard and spiky. Ooh, that doesn't feel very good at all. Now we're going to see, does this spot right here, does it have a name? If you were going to name it, what would you name it?
Scaredy.
Scaredy. Ooh, scaredy sounds really, really tough to feel. And we want to recognize that this stuff doesn't feel good and it is okay to feel it, but we don't have to want to feel it. So what could we do to change this? Well, could we change the size of it? Could you make it smaller? Could you make the black small?
This is small.
Oh, it's that small. Now could you make the black super big?
It's big enough that it's touching you and yours.
Oh, get that black away from me. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Now, what about the gray? Can we change the size of the gray?
The gray is as big as the black now.
The gray is as big as the black. And can we make the gray super small?
Spread it out.
Super small. Now, what does this area feel like? Does it feel the same or does it feel different?
It feels different. And now the whole thing is gray.
Wow, now the whole thing is gray. Awesome. Now, does the gray move at all or is it totally still?
It moves kind of like a spider.
Yeah, okay, now we want to feel and express the movements. So everybody move with it. Show us how it moves, Zoe. Oh, that's how it moves. There you go. Good. Now relax. Okay, now Zoe, is there a spot that feels good? Oh, good, relaxing. Is there a spot that feels good?
Yeah.
Where's the best place to feel?
Right there.
Right there. That feels good. And what color is right there? What color is that feeling? White. Okay, now how can we get the white into the gray? How can we do that? What do we want to do? Do we want to build a bridge?
Yeah.
Or do we want to build a beam? Or do we want to build a ship? Or what do we want to do to get the white into the gray?
A bridge. That's also a tube. That's also looks like a ship.
Oh, okay. So it's a ship to bridge. And we're going to build it from over here. I got it. And we'll build it. Right there. Oh, okay. Now, Zoe, what happened to the fear? Where's fear now? Where's Scaredy? Where's Scaredy now?
Right up in the clouds.
It's far, far away. And it's easier sometimes to feel things when they're far, far away. It makes it easier to be with that. And so, Zoe, what color is here now?
White.
Oh, wow. Does white feel better than the black, spiky, hard?
Now it's soft, toasty, and a little foamy.
That's right. That sounds much better to feel.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember, when we feel afraid, it's okay to feel afraid, but feeling afraid...
You just have to ask a person to help that you know, and it's good.
That's right. Asking for help is always, always a good idea if you need help. And when we're... Yeah, one more.
And if you don't do, you will feel a little cranky.
That's right. That's right. Little cranky whenever we have to do things all by ourselves because we're supposed to be in community. Mm-hmm. So remember, it's okay to feel afraid, but feeling afraid doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It's just a feeling. And the more we can do to feel that feeling can change, the easier it's going to be to move past being afraid. And what do you feel after you're afraid? What do you feel when all the afraid's gone?
I feel really good and happy.
Yeah, happy and love and joy. So thanks.
My name is Joy.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you to my very special guest, Zoe and Joyanya. Is there any last things that you want to say to everybody?
I want to tell them my dream.
Oh, yeah. Tell them your dream.
So, first on my dream, I was going to a restaurant. There's this big pumpkin with a hole in the middle. And I thought it was a watermelon. Yeah, it was a watermelon. And there was this water with cheese floating. I took the big handful and ate it, and then my food came, and then I ate that. And then the next time that I came, when my food came, there was a giant spider. It was really tiny at first, but then the legs were 10.
Oh, that does sound scary.
And then it jumped onto my leg, and it was hopping all over me. It hopped in my mouth, then it hopped out, then it bit my wrist.
Oh, my goodness. And so what's the first thing that we did whenever you came and woke me up because you were afraid? What did we do?
We checked in my whole body for spiders.
That's right. And did we find any?
No.
Nope, because that wasn't real. It was just a dream. And then what did we decide that we were going to do the next time a spider jumped in your mouth?
Eat it.
We're going to bite that spider so that spider doesn't bite us. And then do you remember where you felt afraid from that spider? Do you remember the first spot? It was way down below. And so we moved that spot and we got that spot to feel better. And then it came back in a different place, didn't it? Where was it? Do you remember? It was over there. Yeah, it was over there. And then we moved that. And then were you able to get back to sleep after that?
Yeah.
That's right.
Counting your breathing really helps.
It does. It does. Joyanya, is there anything else you would like to say before we leave?
I want to tell them something about my dream. So one time I was taking a bath, then I saw 2 spiders, and one had very long legs, and the body was very tiny, and it bit me, and then I turned into that kind of spider, and then the other spider was a crab spider.
Oh my gosh. And when you were a spider, did you go around biting people and other spiders?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a much more powerful dream.
And then I had another dream, and the other spider was a crab spider. It bit me, and I turned into a crab spider.
Ah.
And one of them bit it on the nose.
Oh. So.
And on the nose.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank my very special guests, and we love you. We will see you again somewhere in the fields. Bye-bye.
Bye. And we will see you on our next